Could T-Rex survive in Pleistocene North America? Let's find out. So first of all, we're gonna have to see what the T-Rex is gonna be eating. First of all, there are the Columbian mammoths, the American mastodon, the woolly mammoth, assuming that they come this far south, and the giant ground sloth known as Ermatherium, which can be found in both the North and South America. Overall, out of all of these herbivores, the one that would cause the most amount of trouble for T-Rex would be the Columbian mammoth due to its size and its herding behavior. However, T-Rex has already dealt with Torosaurus and Triceratops, which are two large ceratopsians which it commonly feeds on back in the Cretaceous period. Not to mention, they have actually adaptations to stand up against T-Rex, like their frills and their horns, and not to mention, Torosaurus had herding behavior, and maybe Triceratops too, even though I'd like to think that it did have herding behavior. So yeah, T-Rex is gonna have a buffet at its hands, considering that all of these large herbivores have no idea on how to defend themselves up against a large theropod that has just been introduced into their environment. And while yeah, the tusks of the two mammoths and the mastodon can be dangerous weapons, the thing is, they are curved backwards and they aren't really that sharp, unlike the horns of a ceratopsian like a triceratops. So they aren't really that good of weapons. Their main defense against the new invasion will be sticking in herds, although the ones that are most vulnerable would now be the bull mammoths and mastodons, since they likely lived alone, which make them prime targets for a T-Rex attack. And on to the ground sloth. Yeah, it's not fast enough, it has no defense, it has no armor, and it isn't used to defending itself from predators, considering that all of the predators in its area are not big enough to challenge it. And it didn't really compete with the other herbivores since it can change from a browser to a grazer, probably. So basically, T-Rex enters an area with a bunch of herbivores that don't know how to use their weapons effectively and have zero idea on how to defend themselves up against a large theropod. So now on to competition. Yeah, this is gonna be short. There's not a thing during Pleistocene North America that's gonna challenge an adult T-Rex. Well, yeah, I'm sure that stuff like dire wolves, American cheetahs, and cougars are gonna steal T-Rex eggs, and the juvenile T-Rexes would run into competition with Smilodon and the American lion, and possibly the short-faced bear. Subadult T-Rexes would be too dangerous for any mammalian carnivore to take on. So yeah, they would probably reign supreme. So far, the main issue for T-Rex is going to be the climate and the environment. So currently, as we know it, Pleistocene North America was kind of like a mixture of, say, the African Serengeti, but with a lot more trees and a lot colder. So far, T-Rex would likely stick to the southern, western side of North America in places like Montana, Dakota, and Texas and Mexico, and assuming that it can handle the freezing temperatures, possibly Alberta and Canada. Yeah, I think considering that the T-Rex is large size could give it some warmth, I assume that it could handle the freezing temperatures. So yeah. So far, it would likely stay around the areas that I mentioned, as I highly doubt that T-Rex would migrate north into places like Alaska, since I'm not sure if any T-Rex fossils have been found there as of yet. But still, it's unlikely that it would go that far north. So far, T-Rex would do pretty well. It would have no natural competitors, that's for sure, because not a thing's gonna stand up to it. And all of the large herbivores don't know how to deal with the appearance of a large 10-ton megatheropod. So yeah, it would adapt pretty well. Assuming that it can handle the cold, then yeah, it'll be fine for the most part. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.